Welcome back, beautiful people, to the magazine, Unapologetically Authentic. Now let's take a deep dive into the topic or episode that I disclosed earlier. Do you really know your co-worker behind the mask? I mean, really. We all come to work, we work with beautiful people, we build trust, we make friends, some of us meet our Prince Charmings and our Queen Bees, and we live happily ever after, don't we? We build relationships, trusting people that you have lunch with, you go out to social gatherings with, you get a ride home with, and it's pretty cool. Because the persona you see in front of you is well put together. Not a care in the world, no showing off what I'm really about until the mask falls off. This is real. We work with these people. We just never consciously verbalize it. Have you ever sat in a meeting room or walked past in the corridors and asked yourself, could this be a pedophile? Is this the sexual abuser? Who are you really? I guess you don't know the person that sits across from you, that you so willingly trust with your lunch, with the ride home, or that you party with. Now let's delve a bit deeper. So now in every workspace, there are hidden stories, things that shouldn't be exposed, or things that people don't talk about. Why? Because we're fearful, fear of being victimized, fear of judgment from others or other co-workers, and then we start to silence our voices. These people exist. I mean, when criminals get sentenced, it's made public. We all hear about the rapist that was convicted. We all see it on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and we all celebrate when finally a criminal is caught, especially when it's a sexual predator. Why are these things silenced in a workplace? Do you know of a sexual predator that was caught in the workplace? No. Is it reported? Maybe. But we tend to separate criminals to be out there, outside. Not here, in my space, where I trust my team, where I'll go party with them, where I will take a ride home, where I will share my lunch with them, where I will share my problems with them. Because we're told and trained to build rapport, to create an open and pleasurable culture. But nobody tells you about the dangers that lies behind the mask. Yes, if it's you that I'm talking to out there, whose voice has been silenced because you've been either victimized, not sharing what has happened to you in the workplace, whether you were walking to the parking lot, whether you were working late with someone who was inappropriate, did some foul things that made you feel uncomfortable, disgusted, dirty, you blamed yourself. But let me tell you something. No. That's not on you. Nobody has the right to look at you like you're a piece of meat waiting to be devoured. You have the right to speak up, to use your voice. Very few times it's actually reported. There are channels and there are people that you can confide in. Check with your workplace processes, rules, and regulations. Sexual harassment sounds subtle, but it's real. You don't have to sit in silence. Deal with that trauma on your own because someone crossed your boundaries. Someone made you feel uncomfortable. Someone decided to violate your respect. That's on them. It shows what disturbance is happening internally. It's got nothing to do with you. Not the way you dress, honey. Not the way you were laughing and tilting your head back. Not the way you were walking and having your dress glide against you. That is all on them. These people come to work with those intentions. Watching, lurking, waiting for the exact moment to strike. And unfortunately, some do fall prey to this. But know that yes, you can get help. Yes, you can overcome this trauma. And healing is messy. Because the more you suppress it, the more it grows, the more it festers like a disease. And it starts spreading to your everyday life. Suddenly, the one that used to be so chirpy, so happy-go-lucky, becomes quiet. All of a sudden, the one that always used to hang out in a social setting no longer attends. Because why? We have silenced our voices to appease people, not to be victimized, not to be looked at as if it was your fault. But that's not true. And the more you keep quiet, you cause damage to yourself spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and eventually. This then transpires on the outward. Physically, you become ill. Not even you yourself know where it comes from. But it's because when your feelings start eating at you, it becomes an emotional spiral. That hurt, that pain that you never disclosed. You start losing weight, you start losing your appetite. You stop hanging out, you stop enjoying the one life that God gave you to live to the fullest. You stop because of one person that crossed your boundaries, that disrespected you, that felt they had the right to impose on your personal space. Take your power back. They don't deserve your energy. They don't deserve you guilting or shaming yourself. They don't deserve to be in your thoughts, your fears, none of that. And the reason why I chose to disclose this today is because I was silent. I chose silence, being sexually harassed by a co-worker, because it triggered a trauma wound from a few years back. That fear became real again. My silence became louder because I went right back into that hole that made me feel small, that made me feel shameful, that made me feel like it was my fault. And today, I decided to break my silence publicly because everyone deserves to live a healed, happy life. So tune in for the next episode where I will share my personal encounter with a coworker that sexually harassed me.